Sabrina. Welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to do a wrap-up video for summer crafting because I go back to school this week, and I wanted to go over my goals that I put up on my wall. I will go ahead and leave that video up in the eye, but I had a lot of fun with my goals. It really kept me on track. I know that sometimes when I show my computer, it's not the most popular video, but I'm gonna intersperse showing you my video or my computer and also what I have in my bucket, because I have a bucket full of projects now and I can pull those out as I want to work on them. The reason I'm showing you my computer as well is because a lot of what I did this summer is planning out Project Life. That was kind of my big focus, is mapping out 22, 23, and 24 for Project Life. And I did a really great job in that aspect. One area I feel like I didn't do so great was my reading journal for 2024. And also just like prepping the photos for printing, but I think I'm at that stage where I can, start to prep and get them ready for printing. So I'm excited to show you what I have as far as my goals. I'm going to take them down from the wall and kind of show them at my desk and the various things that I did and accomplished. And if you're following me on Instagram and see my stories, then you know that every time I finished a goal, I would really be so excited that I would take a little video of like my goal that was finished, and then I would share it being crossed off on my list. So I've been sharing that throughout the summer, and I feel like I got a decent amount of things done. So excited to share it with you, and let's go ahead and get started. For the me albums, before we get into the me albums goals and like what I did, I just wanted to share my little bucket that I put together. Instead of having all my projects out on my counter, I can put them away here. In the front, I have a few photos. I could not figure out what the date was. And then I have the 10 on 10 project from 2023. And then I move into 2023 for myself, and I wound up seeing a lot of pieces for myself in 2023. I think I put these out of order too. So this is June up front, July, and then September, October. It's a good chunk of things that I have in here for 2023 and to finish the album. So good chunk of things. And then we move into my son. I have a few things for him. I've had them in this bucket for a long time. And I found this photo and I was able to put the date, but the other ones, I don't have dates, so I can go back through and find the dates. And then my daughter, I have some projects of hers. I know this one is January 2022. I just forgot to put a note on it. December something, I remember that one. And then going into 5th grade, and I put a note on the back because I was sorting through this basket and adding to it, so I just wanted to make sure I had the dates for some of them. And then day in the life and day in the life. And then I also have a album all about our trips to Apple Hill, and this is for one of the years, but I don't have a date, so I will put a date on that. So that is my bucket, and I can add more to it. And I'm also going to cut apart some 8.5 by 11 dividing folders, the manila folders, I think that's what they're called, and put them in between so that way I can see what categories I have. And then as far as my me albums, I wanted to figure out what was missing June through December, and I did. So I just put the Post-it notes usually right in front of the month, but since I had this page and I actually did this page this summer, I just moved them over here. And so I think I shared this in another behind the scenes video, but since we are wrapping up summer, I thought I would just go over it again. This layout was so much fun to make, and I used up some really old chipboard pieces and a journaling card. And so I just did a collage of June and called it good and done enough. So I hope you guys can see that. I used a stamp set, so I will probably share that video soon and then I have July, and then we move into August. There's not a lot in August. And then September. I love how this page came together. I think that was a stash project, but I did share it. And then October, November, and of course, December. So I have it all mapped out, which is why it's crossed off. And then I did complete April, and I did plan out May, and I shared that in another video. And I wanted to be able to plan out and print June, but I didn't. I did plan out and print June for 2023, so that's a start. And same thing with July. So I'm gonna go ahead and cross off June. And then I had a project idea for my Me album this year, but I just didn't get to it, and that's totally okay. For the reading journal category, I only got one book review done for, I think, this first journal. Let's see, because I only had 3 and I didn't get it done. So I only got one done, and I just forgot to cross that off. But I did, like I just said, I just decorated for these, and then I just gotta finish it. So I hope you guys are not tired of me talking about this reading journal, but I would love to finish it, but I think it's just past the point of where I would want to finish it. And I did do some work on it throughout the summer. I finished up April for the April stats, and then I just decided not to share it on YouTube. I don't know why, but I just decided not to. I got the calendar done. I really love the color scheme with the greens and the purples and the pinks. And then I think I've shared this before, but I have all the books in here. I even started adding in quotes. And let's see, I have all the calendars for September, all the way through the end of the year. So it's all there, it's just pieces, just bits and pieces. And so I don't know, maybe I can get back to it as, you know, we go into September, I work on September, but we shall see. So I did not do the July reviews or the August reviews or September stats, but for the reading journal for this year, I did do April stats and all the reviews. And I started printing out more of the books. This one got messed up with the cameo, so I just have to reprint it or cut it. And then I'm winding up with a stack of like extra book covers. I don't know how that's happening, but I'm like shoving it in the corner. But these are the books for May, so I just can get started on May and keep going with that. I'm doing really well with the reading journal this year and making good progress and staying, I feel like, more on top of things. For Project Life, I said in the introduction that I was going to take you over to my computer, but it just wound up being a really long process of me showing you. It was like 20 minutes. So I'm just going to wrap it up really quickly here. And I was able to completely map out 2022. I actually needed to start in July instead of August. So I planned 2022 from July all the way to December. So the album is complete. I just need to get everything ready for printing, and I'll send it to Persnickety because it is so many photos. Up here, this says photos because it just means I have to prep the photos for printing. I only got 2 months prepped, July and August. So now I just need to work on the rest of them. Then for Project Life 2023, I got October completely planned out. November I started on, and December I started on. But I will say that when I was going through that bucket that I just showed you for the Me album, I did find some pages for November and December. So this is September. You guys will see this soon. I found this particular page about fall shenanigans throughout the years, and I made it for Colorcast Designs, and it says September 2023. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it in here. I'm not sure where else to put it. It will go right after September. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are on where I should put this, because it's going to mean that either October starts here, or I just put some sort of paper, quote, something, and then again a paper or something here, because it just needs something on the front and the back, and then I move into October. So it's kind of messing things up, but I really wanted to have this project somewhere. Then in the bucket I found a shopping page that I wanted to do with my daughter. I think we went shopping in late November, and I pulled a bunch of supplies and I never got to it. So that'll be in November. Then I also have the 31st, New Year's Eve, and I put a bunch of things in there as well. And I also have the last photo for the album, so I will use that. It's pretty much the same end pages I made for the December Daily album, so it should make it pretty easy. And I'm totally okay with repeating different parts of, you know, from different projects. I'm totally okay with that. It'll just make it easier to come together. So that is 2023. And then you can see here on this tray, I have started printing October and laying out some different page protectors. So I will get started on printing more October soon. I'm just trying to start on August for 2024, which you guys will see on Saturday. So this is the 2024 album. I still need to do a little bit of writing on July, these end pages for July, but in the bucket I found this page, and I don't really like it. I think something needs to be added to it. I'm just not sure what. I might add some of this pattern to here, something like a title here. I'm going to think about this one and see if I need to rework it, but it goes along with September. I don't know if I said that, but it goes with September. And then I also found in the bucket this page I wanted to do about walking with my daughter in November. So those pages are in there now because I'd rather have them in there so that way I can remember. And I will also probably write myself a note somewhere so that way I can remember. I haven't quite started on August, but here's a little sneak peek. At the end of July, we went on a road trip, and it's extended into August for a little bit. So I'm going to start off the month with a travel page, which means that June, July, and August all have travel pages and travel spreads. So that's what will start August. And like I said, you'll see that on Saturday. So I'll open with a family page full of photos, and I'm printing a really big photo on vellum, so that should be fun. And then I'll have the travel spread. So that is coming. Last thing I'll share is this little category about organizing. I was able to finally tackle my page protectors because I bought the new containers for stamps. I love this. I was able to move things around because of this new stamp containers, and I wound up with this container, and now I can store all my page protectors by sizes. And I love this. Before, they were on the cookie sheets and it was just a mess. They were sliding around everywhere and it just was not working. But this works fantastic. I love it. I also got another washi tape drawer for the Coffee Monster Co. Washi tapes. This is the drawer, just to show you it's so cute. I tried to do it by red, orange, green, and blue. And then down below I have the neutrals and the pinks and the purples, and then some more neutrals along with one rainbow. So I have lots of room to grow. Very excited about having a third drawer because they were just stacked all over my desk. Okay, so that was summer crafting. I had a lot of fun with my summer, and I got done as much as I could with the time that I had, and also still enjoying my summer and doing my other hobbies like, you know, working out or reading. But I hope you guys have enjoyed seeing this whole kind of series of summer scrapbooking, and I appreciate you watching. I would love a thumbs up or a subscribe if you are new to my channel. Have a great day.